What's up, everybody? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary, and we are talking about the Sleaford Mods today, who released their brand new album, Spare Ribs, on January 15th. Stepping up my game there a little bit. If you're familiar with these guys, you've probably heard the lead single, Mork and Mindy, which was released last October. Features a great guest appearance from Billy Neemates, sings an infectious chorus over a phenomenal beat, making it arguably one of the best dance songs of 2020. But if you're familiar with the irreverent English duo, you know that commercial accessibility really isn't high on their list of priorities. These guys are they're not so much a band as two artists whose skill sets just brilliantly complement each other. Jason Williamson lays down a recitative wave of mutilation that's equal parts vituperative and eloquent over musical compositions put together by Andrew Ferns that really just tap into basically any and all musical genres. The two of these guys together are incredible. I absolutely love this project. And I'm going to start off talking about Jason Williamson, who for 43 minutes just lays down a verbal assault on modern society, not just British society, but the world society as a whole, lambasting politicians from these countries for their ineffectiveness and their lies, and the people in these countries for their apathy and their ignorance. And he does so in a way that isn't generic. He doesn't sound like he's beating a dead horse. He doesn't come off as a guy who's just writing another record, giving his 2 cents on a year that we already know sucked in 2020. If you know anything about these guys, they've put out an album basically every year since they started making material. So it's more so that 2020 was just next in line to feel their wrath. And frankly, Williamson's lyrics they're angry in a way that's cathartic. He doesn't ever boil over, but he just lets it all off his chest for 43 minutes, almost in a way that is verbatim for what I would want to say in an angry British accent that I only wish that I could have. He's really coarse as far as language, really vulgar. Some people say that that is a drawback to the music itself. I would argue, and he would probably argue as well, since he's such an advocate for the working class, that the swearing and the harsh language goes along not only with the musical aesthetic, but it also goes along with the vernacular that he's trying to speak to. It reminds me of Shakespeare a little bit, as far as the aristocratic characters who speak in metered verse and the lower class characters who speak in prose. And it's basically what he's doing. He's speaking in the language of the working class in that recitative way, in that sort of just like spoken word and song. So I think that's a really cool element of this project. Having said that, it's not simple what he's doing. He's laying down rhyme schemes and timing patterns that are just remarkable and really are one of my favorite things about listening to this record. Andrew Ferns' music now, again, much like Williamson's lyrics, it's perfect. It's got wonderful energy. It brings up that anger and is almost cathartic, but it doesn't ever boil over to a point. And he's just mixing so many different genres. The word mod, obviously, in the title is a big influence for these guys, alluding to bands like the Small Faces, the Who, and the Yardbirds. You get some of that mod effect in songs like Glimpses and the the album opener, Shortcomings, which probably has what I'm going to say is going to be my best or my favorite bass riff of 2021. Just a really cool song. I like the pop synth vibe of the song Out There. It's kind of evocative of Iggy Pop a little bit, and the lyrics would probably even make Iggy Pop blush a little bit. And then there's that dance element that Andrew Fern incorporates so well in songs like I Don't Rate You, Top Room, Mork and Mindy. The lead single definitely has that dance element as well, tapping into bands that run the spectrum from New Order and Depeche Mode to bands like LCD Sound System, all the way into bands like Prodigy. I mean, this guy is just tapping into everything. Jason Williamson's lyrics are the perfect balance for the music. It has great energy. And what I love about this project is that it's not going to be in most people's wheelhouse. But because these two guys are so talented and it is so well done, I think if you pop the headphones on, you're going to feel that cathartic effect that Fern and Williamson have together in churning out these political overtures. It's fantastic. I'm going to give this a vinyl please. Check out this record. This has been the Beat Sessions. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and we'll see you next time.